Vous voulez chanter encore un peu plus?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Libro!
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gauda Premanande,
Hare Hare.
Jai Jayam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Parivrata Kachayas Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Sutta Sata is Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Siko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Parishishwara Gopa Gopina Shyamakund Ranakund Giri Govardhana Ki Jai Shri Vrindavanam Ki Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki ISKCON Paris Dham Ki Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Transcendental Prashad Distribution Ki Goraksha Cow Protection Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Mahayagya Harinam Sankirtan Ki Brihat Madanga Kirtan Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Toute gloire de devots assemblés.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, Chapter 10, The Pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, Text 21. Raksha Patiswa Balanashtina Aviksharushta Aruyayana Kamata Hishaswara Ramam Swaswandane Dwamati Matalino Panite Vibrajamanam Ahanan Nishitai Akshurapari. Thereafter, when Ravan, the king of the Rakshasas, observed that his soldiers had been lost, he was extremely angry. Thus, he mounted his airplane, which was decorated with flowers, and proceeded toward Lord Ramachandra, who sat on the effulgent chariot brought by Mahtali, the chariot driver of Indra. Then Ravana struck Lord Ramachandra with sharp arrows. Text 22. Please repeat. Ramas Tam Aha Purushada Purisha Yan Naha Ramas Tamaha Purushada Purisha Yan Naha Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayana Kanta Samaksham Asata Parita Swavate Kanta Shamaksham Asata Parita Swarate Kanta Shamaksham Asata Parita Swavate Tyaktva Trapasya Palam Adya Yugupsitasya Tyaktva Trapasya Phalam Adya Yugupsitasya Tyaktva Trapasya Phalam Adya Yugupsitasya Yachami Kala Iva Katur Alangya Virya Yachami Kala Iva Katu Akingya Virya Yachami Kala Iva Katu Alangya Virya Ramastanara Purushada Purishayana
Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayana
Kanta Shamakshama Sata Parita Svavate
Kanta Samakshama Sata Parita Svavate
Tyaktva Trapasya Phalam Adya Yukupshitasya
Jakta Trapasya Phalamanya Jugupsitasya
Yachami Kala Ivakatu Alanga Virya
Rachamikala Ivakatura Ramastamaha Purushat Purishayana
Ramastamaha
Purushada Purishayana Kanta Samaksham Asata Parita Shvatvate Kanta Samaksham Asata Parita Shvavate Jakta Trapasya Palamadya Jugupshitasya Jakta Trapasya Palamadya Jugupshitasya Yachami Kala Iva Kartul Alangya Virya Yachami Kala Iva Kartul Alangya Virya Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayana
Ramastamaha Purushada Purishayana
Kanta Samakshama Sata Parita Shvavate
Kanta Samakshama Sata Parita Shvavate
Jakta Trapasya Phalamantya Jugupsitasya
Tyaktva Trapasya Palamadya Yukupsitasya
Yachami Kala Ivakar Turarangya Viryaha
Yachami Kala Ivakatu Alangya Virya. Vaishnavis? Word to word translation. Rama,
Rama
Lord Ramachandra,
Lord Ramachandra
come unto him.
unto him
Ravan,
Ravan
Aha, said,
said
Purusha Ada Purisa,
Purushada Purisha
you are the stool of the man-eaters,
You are the stool of the man-eaters
Rakshasas.
Rakshasas.
Yet,
Yet
because
because
Naha, my Kanta, wives,
wife
Asamaksham,
Raksham
helpless because of my absence,
Helpless because my
Asata,
asata
by you,
by
the,
you,
the most sinful,
the most sinful
Aparita,
Parita
was kidnapped,
was
was
kidnapped
given
Swavat,
Swavat,
like a dog who takes food
like a doggy what takes food
from the kitchen
from the kitchen
in the absence
in the absence
of the proprietor,
of the proprietor.
te,
Te
of you,
of you,
Tyaktva,
Jakta,
Tapasya,
Tapasya
because you are shameless,
because you are
because you are
shameless
shameless.
Palam Adya,
Follow Aja,
I shall give you
I
shall
shall
give you
the result
the
today.
the
result
results today.
Yukupsitasya,
Jugupsitasya
of you,
Of you,
of you
the most abominable.
the most
the most
abominable
abominable.
Yachami,
Yachami,
I shall punish you.
I shall punish you.
Kalaha,
Kalaha,
Kalaha Iva,
Kalahaiva,
like death.
like death
Kartuhu,
Katu
of you,
of you,
you who are performer of all sinful activities.
who are the
you are the
performer of
performer
sinful
and
activities
sinful activities.
Alangyavirya.
Alangavirya,
But I,
but I
being omnipotent,
being
began
omnipotent
never fail in my attempt.
never fail in my attempts.
Translation. Lord Ramachandra said to Ravana, you are the most abominable of the man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog, for a dog steals edibles from the kitchen in the absence of the householder. In my absence, you kidnapped my wife, Sita Devi. Therefore, as Yamaraj punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful and shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never failed, shall punish you. Purport. Nacha dhaivi param balam. No one can surpass the strength of the transcendence. Ravana was so sinful and shameless that he did not know what the result would be of kidnapping Mother Sita, the pleasure potency of Ramachandra. This is the disqualification of the Rakshasas. Asatyam apratishtam te jagat aho anishwaram. The Rakshasas are unaware that the Supreme Lord is the ruler of the creation. They think that everything has come about by chance or accident, and there is no ruler, king, or controller. Therefore, the Rakshasas act independently as they like, going even so far as to kidnap the goddess of fortune. This policy of Ravana's is extremely dangerous for the materialist. Indeed, it brings ruin to the materialistic civilization. Nonetheless, because atheists are Rakshasas, they dare to do things that are most abominable, and thus they are punished without fail. Religion consists of the order of the Supreme Lord, and one who carries out these orders is religious. One who fails to carry out the Lord's order is irreligious, and he is to be punished. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shakrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are here in the Radha Parishishwara Mandir in front of Radha Parishishwara Jagannath Baladev Subhadra and Nitai Shachishuta, and we are hearing from this wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam for the pleasure of their Lordship and Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has installed this wonderful translation of the Srimad Bhagavatam first in the Western world. He was in India and he received the order of his Gurudev to preach the glories of Krishna in the whole world. In the whole world, to preach Krishna consciousness means a big task. But by the mercy of the Vaishnava Parampara and by his Guru Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Srila Prabhupada started to translate Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, bringing it to the Western world as the edition that we have here, which it's a unique rendition into the English language like it never has done before, and it is a testament of time, of eternal time. Srimad Bhagavatam is not just any scripture, but it has been tasted by Shukadev Goswami. Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam shukamukha amrata dravya samhitam. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripe fruit of the Vedic tree of wisdom. And the Vedic tree of wisdom has many scriptures, like the Ramayana. So here we hear an extract of what we consider to be the Ramayana, but it is, of course, it's Ram Lila. It's an eternal pastime of Lord Ram. And Ram Lila is very famous in India especially. And in this rendition from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear the same Ram Lila from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami, who is telling this to Maharaj Parikshit. And this wonderful pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam is a story within a story. The story of Ramachandra and Sita is a story within the story of Shukadev and Parikshit. And that story is an eternal story. It's a Nitya Lila. Krishna, he comes many times, Paritranaya Sadhana Vinashaya Chaduskatam, time and again, Dhanamasya, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, to install Dharma, religion. And here we hear what is religion. You remember from the purport, Dr. Christopher? You remember what is religion, how it is defined here in the purport?
By the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Right. By the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is distinguished what is good, religious, what is not good, evil, pious, impious, rakshasic or asuric. So good, that is, we follow the order of Guru, we follow the order of Krishna. Krishna tells you, eat patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, only vegetarian. Then we follow the order of Krishna. Everybody who's not following the order of Krishna, that is asuric. Now we go into the streets and we see barbecue grills, and we see meat shops, butchers. There's so many things like that out on the streets. And then what to do? There's an asura standing right there. He's eating. Also, what to do? Should we kill him? So the only thing we could do is to pray for him. We can pray that this demoniac tendency, the demoniac tendency within the heart, within our hearts and within the hearts of everyone, that demonic tendency is dispelled, vanquished, through Shushusharadhanasya Vasudev Kataruchi Sahanmasat Siva Vipro Punyatirtha Nishevanat, through association with the devotees. By giving association to such people, like Ravan was receiving association with Lord Ramachandra. Wonderful, you get association with Ramachandra. Because that tendency, that Ravan tendency, the Ravana inside of us is frankly there. And nobody can deny that we have to do lots of work not to steal some goods from the kitchen like Ravan was stealing Sita from Ram. So in that case, the Ravanan side, this greedy, lusty, envious, full of anarthas, we call them anarthas. Anartha means unwanted. Don't want them. No anarthas, not for me. But anarthas are there, undeniably. They are there until we reach the stage of prema. Until we are at the stage of prema bhakti, we have to fight with anarthas. So anarthas are there and we have to recognize them. Greediness, lust, envy, illusion, anger. Oh no, I forgot. What was the other one?
Lust, illusion,
Karma.
Illusion, madness.
Madness, right. So Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsalya, all these are there. And all these anarthas, they are basically covering the original Adiras, the original attraction to Krishna. The original attraction to Krishna is described right in the beginning of the first canto, Bhagavatam. Prabhupada writes in the purport about Adiras. Why would Prabhupada talk about Adiras right in the first canto? Now we're here at the 9th canto, and Prabhupada, he gives the most sublime tattva, the highest knowledge of Adiras, the enjoyment between Adi Purush, Krishna, and his enjoyable consort, Srimati Radharani. So Srila Prabhupada is giving this most esoteric principle right in the beginning as the setting stone, as kind of the anchor point for us to understand what are these pastimes aiming at. Because now is the 9th canto, and the deepest anarthas are being put apart. We proceed from the 1st canto, this is like the feet. 1st and 2nd canto, right and left feet. 3rd canto, the structure of the universe, the secondary creation, Brahma, that's the legs. 4th canto, the stories of Kapila, Sankhya Yoga, the system of Bhakti Yoga. The legs, left leg and right leg. And then the belly, that's 5th canto, that's the cosmic creation in its emanation, you could say. But it's also Poshana. It talks about the constellation of the universe, and that is considered to be the hips or the belly. And then the 6th canto. 6th canto, story of Ajamila, very famous. Rishabdev, all these stories there. And the 5th and the 6th canto, that's the stomach and the belly. And then the chest and the shoulders, the 7th and 8th canto. So 7th and 8th canto, that is all a body. 1st canto, 2nd canto, and it goes up to the 9th canto, which is considered to be the throat of Krishna. So here we can see Ramachandra, he speaks. The throat means that there are some words uttered. And he speaks in the most eloquent way. You could say it's negative. You dog, like worse than a dog, stealing from the kitchen. This is a very eloquent way of putting a demon to his place. Because he's stealing. He's stealing not just kitchen. He is stealing not just like an apple or something like that, but he is stealing Sita. He is stealing Sita away. And that is, you could say that is the most abominable that any person could ever perform. So Ravana gives a perfect example of the most abominable activities, and Ramachandra, he gives them judgment. And he expresses the judgment. You're most abominable. You're most sinful. Wretched, and all these words that are used by Ramachandra to chastise him. Now, the wonderful activities of Ramachandra are very difficult to understand for us. Because he is actually not a person, he's not just a king, but he's the supreme personality of Godhead, who's almost like Krishna. Now, what is the difference between Ramachandra and Krishna? Ramachandra, Krishna, Ramachandra. What's the difference?
Krishna is original.
Krishna is the original, okay. What do you base that on? You have a proof?
Yeah, Srimad
Srimata, Swakata, Swayam, Iticham Sakalaupumsa. Right, that was, yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. He is the origin, the original personality. And all these emanations, so he's 100% Krishna, is Krishna, 100%. But all the emanations that are coming forth, like it's explained, that the whole creation takes place, all the avatars, they come into place, and then secondary creation takes place. Lord Brahma emanates from Krishna, all the different creation, living entities, they are offsprings of Brahma, who's originally progenited from Krishna. But all the avatars like Ramachandra, Narasinghadev, who else? Who else is an avatar? Vamanadev, Varahadev, Matsyadev, Kurma, Kalki even in the future. So they're these, they're called the Das Avatar. They are the avatars that come from Krishna, but they are not Krishna directly. We could say that yes, Krishna is Ram, but Ram is not directly Krishna. So it's Beda Abeda Tattva. Krishna is everything. He is one with Ram. He is one with Narasimhadev. But Narasimhadev is not 100%. He's different from Krishna. He's not 100% like Krishna.
Yes.
Right? So that makes sense. For us, it might be inconceivable, but it does make sense in some parts. So what we're saying is that Krishna, he comes in his form. He comes as a form of a king. He comes in the Kali Yuga as who?
Lord Chaitanya.
Right. In the Kali Yuga, he comes as Lord Chaitanya. And that is very nice, that Krishna is so wonderful. He comes, mercifully, he comes to this Kali Yuga, and he comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and he is a very, very wonderful example of how to be a devotee. He is actually Bhakta Avatar. He is the Bhakta, like you, me, every one of us. We're trying to be Bhakta, but he is actually Bhakta. He is the actual Bhakta, 100% Bhakta, Krishna Bhakta, 100%, full on. So we learn from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the story of his journey to South India that when he heard the story that this stealing of Sita is actually not the real Sita, it was actually just false. Maya. It's all Maya. It's Maya Sita. Maya Sita is there. So who's Ravana stealing? He is stealing from Krishna? That's impossible. Even Ravana is emanating from Krishna. So he cannot steal from Krishna. But still, Ramachandra gets angry at him to give example. This is how it should be. And that is very nice. That is very nice that we can see in this example of Lord Ramachandra, he did not even need to get angry. He just got angry for showing example. Very nice. So then, the story continues. Lord Chaitanya went to South India to hear about Lord Ramachandra. Like Venkata Bhatta, he was Rama Bhakta. He was worshipping Lakshmi Narayan actually. Who was the Ram Bhakta? And the Ram Bhaktas in South India, they would hear from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he would preach Krishna consciousness. He would say that, why you chant just Ram? Why don't you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Ram? Chant Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. That's even better. Because Krishna is even better. He's the original personality, right? So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South India finding out that it's actually Ravana not stealing Sita because he can only steal Maya. Krishna is everything. How can he steal something away from Krishna? It's just Maya. Ravana is in Maya. And when Sita enters the fire later on, then the Maya form is basically burned and the real Sita comes back to Ramachandra and they fly in the beautiful flower plane. They fly back to Krishna. But that is a secret revealed in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So don't tell anyone. This is in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavad Gita, we heard from Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam. That's the principle. That has to be clear. There are sadhus, there are asadhus, there are demons, there are good people. Krishna comes, sambhavami yugi yugi, time to time again and again. Srimad Bhagavatam, bachelor study. We hear that Ramachandra, he is actually performing these pastimes. It's a pastime, it's his lila. And he likes to get angry, he's a king, he likes to get angry. At some point, that's called shivra, shivery ras, or veya ras. Veya ras means that he likes to fight sometimes. And then in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the master study, we get to know, okay, this actually, Ramachandra, he is actually not the highest. Actually, Krishna is the highest. And the Ram Lila, Sita and the Ram Lila, she is the goddess of fortune, and she's always united with Ram. Sita and Ram are inseparable. So Ravana, he was just stealing Maya. So that is all explained in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So consecutive, we go through these studies, and throughout the whole study, we chant Hare Krishna. A long life in the Krishna consciousness, we start with chanting Hare Krishna, then we start Bhagavad Gita, we chant Hare Krishna, we study Srimad Bhagavatam, we chant Hare Krishna, and then we accelerate our consciousness and we become more and more purified through the chanting to get to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. and all the adjacent literatures that are infinite, basically infinite literature to read, but it's about the purification process. And by chanting Hare Krishna, we are at that point of purification already. As soon as we utter Hare Krishna, we see it practically on the streets. Yesterday we went out to Saint Michel and to Parc de Luxembourg, and at Saint Michel, people started to chant Hare Krishna with us. And just by chanting, there was this one man, he was leaning against the pole, and he was looking on his phone like that. It was a pretty cool dude. And then we just took charge. Krishna took charge. Krishna took his devotees on the street, and he made us dance and chant. So this person leaning on the wall, he was basically engaged in the highest execution of devotional service, which is Shravanam Kirtanam. Itan nividyamananam itatu akato bhayam. Yoginam nirpaninitam harinama anukirtanam. This harinama anukirtanam, that is actually the doubtless and fearless way. Doubtless, we become free of doubt. We become free from all fear. Following in the footsteps of the acharyas, that's a prerequisite. We have to follow how acharyas are chanting. How Srila Prabhupada was chanting japa, how he was chanting kirtan. We have to follow that same system. And by that, it's doubtless and fearless way of success for all. We become fully successful. There will be 100% success if we just follow the acharyas chanting Hare Krishna. And even for those, it says further, yoginam nirpaninitam, even for those who are already transcended. Let's say, I'm thinking, I'm already there. I'm already totally chanting Hare Krishna 24 hours a day. I got all these things. And that anartha might come, that we might be puffed up like that. We're thinking ourselves for a moment just to be advanced, and Krishna, he will cut us down again. And that chanting Hare Krishna is going on even for those who are actually on that platform, who are actually fully advanced. It's that Atmaram. Even for those, chanting Hare Krishna is the perfection of their existence. So Hare Krishna and the chanting of Hare Krishna is always perfect because the name is not different from Krishna. Ram, in that Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Prabhupada was once asked, you might know this story, Prabhupada, sannyasis were coming in. Prabhupada, what is this chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Ram? Is that Balaram? Is that Ramachandra? And what did Prabhupada say? He said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And there are even further explanations, and I was giving that also from senior godbrothers that I highly trust, that there are explanations of the Sandarbhas, and Jiva Goswami says, yes, that is true. Ram in Hare Krishna, Hare Ram refers to Ramachandra, that's true. And it refers to Balaram, that's also true. And even on top of that, it refers to Radha Raman, who is Krishna. So, this Maha Mantra, it encapsulates everything. Everything is inside the Maha Mantra. Just by chanting the Maha Mantra, all these pastimes will be revealed to us. And because these pastimes might be like a treasure house, we might try to get open the treasure house, but it's difficult. We cannot do it alone. We need a tool. We need to break it open. So Nityananda is helping us. And Nityananda Ram, he is opening the treasure house of the holy name. And then the mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, reveals its intrinsic potency. And that we can only taste and understand by actually applying it. How can we know the yogurt? What's the taste of the yogurt? We need to. So thus it is said that this chanting Hare Krishna, it is the prime method of deliverance for this age. Harinama, 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 Eva Kevala. And that this chanting of Hare Krishna until the very end of our lives is the prime method of worship. It's the prime duty of the sadhaka, of the bhakta, of the Krishna bhakta. And it is the saving grace. Because without grace, without mercy of Krishna, on Ram, and without the mercy of the Vaishnavas, we would never receive that taste of the holy name. We would never receive what is intrinsically encapsulated in that holy name, which is Krishna. Krishna is non-different from his name. Thus, we hear from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we hear from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we hear from all the Vedic scriptures, and the essence of it we find in the Mahamantra. What's that mantra, Revati? You know that? Mantra Japa, Vidasa, it's gone.
16 syllables, huh?
Yeah. That is, the essence of the Vedic literatures are all included in the Mahamantra and the chanting of Hare Krishna. And thus, by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we should come to that position of actually realizing, what am I supposed to do now? I'm a fallen jiva. I'm so much fallen, I'm not even qualified to even hear about these pastimes. Being such an unqualified and fallen jiva soul, I might have the inclination, and it awakens in the heart by association, to offer service, to offer bhajan, and to start this cleansing process from being a dog that is very, very greedy for the remnants of the kitchen, and for being, what else? Being abominable, most abominable, sinful and shameless, are like stool and the man-eaters. So that judgment of Ramachandra to Ravan, here we are, welcome to Kali Yuga, we made it to the material world. And thus, we have to acquire some certain sense of ourselves, of who we are. That is called Sambandha. Sambandha means that, yes, I realize I'm actually a fallen soul. I'm actually Jivera Swarupa Hoy. I'm actually Jiva, just a Jiva. But, of course, then in the process of acknowledging our fallen position with humility at our stepping stone, we acquire a certain sense, and by the chanting, applying the chanting of Hare Krishna as a cleansing agent, like we would polish Nityananda today, right? And that is what we're doing when we're chanting Hare Krishna. Nityananda is there, and we have to polish his lotus feet. We have to chant, please Nityananda, only by your grace, only by your lotus feet, we can attain the mercy of Chaitanya. And only by the mercy of Chaitanya we can receive the mercy of Radha and Krishna. By the mercy of the spiritual master, who is not different from Nityananda Ram. We can only proceed on that path of bhajana kriya from a fallen condition of a jiva towards actually the position of Krishnera Nityadas. And this position of Krishnera Nityadas, that is only possible through devotional service, through bhakti yoga. Devotional service in itself is already there. Bhakti is eternal. Bhakti is independent. And bhakti is already innate to the soul. That is the constitution of the Swarup. But because we are so much covered with lust, greed, anger, with our Ravana tendencies, we have completely abolished our serving attitude, and we have landed in this ocean of misery. But see there is the boat of the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. He's coming in with his Jaladuta, and he's saving us, and he's throwing out the rope. He's telling us, come, get back on shore. And he's pulling us up on the vessel of the holy name. And on the vessel of the holy name, we cross over that ocean of misery. And we get back to the safe shore of transcendental ecstasy, which is bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service. Bhakti is defined as Anyabilasita shunyam jnana karmarya navratam anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhakti ruttama Sarvopani vinimuktam tat paradvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchyate. Free from all the material karmic engagements of this is my work, this is my wife, my house, my money, my bank account, free from all speculation of, oh, I am so advanced in the Vedas, I am so many advanced in Brahminical culture, all the knowledge I got. That is Anyabilasita Shunyam. We have to get free from that. Jnana karmarya navritam anukulyena krishnanu. We have to follow Krishna's footsteps and serve him favorably. Sarva upadi vinyamuktam. I am German, I am Russian, I am French, I am Indian, I am Catholic, I am Hindu, I am this and that, I'm a good bhakta devotee of the Lord. All of these upadis, we have to bring them to the cleaning table and we have to scrub them nicely so that it becomes actually bhakti. And we have to polish it up, we have to clean it out. The senses are being purified. The mind has become purified. That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasa Abhira Samba Yavana Kashadaya Neye Papa Apasha Shraya Shudyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. It is explained that in this abominable position of life, as Kirata, Pulinda, Pulkasa, the Hunas, the Andras, the Yavanas, the Mlechas, the Kasa races, and all those addicted to sinful activities, those only can be purified to Shudhanti, by having association, Apa, Shraya, Ashraya, by finding shelter with a pure devotee, by being rescued by Srila Prabhupada, and by finding shelter at Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet and his representative. Thus, we become Shudyanti, we become purified. Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha, because he is the most dear representative of Vishnu, of Krishna, of Ramachandra. So this Ravana quality, this anartha within the heart has to be purified. This possessiveness, this greediness, this lust, anartha-nivritti, it has to go on through chanting Hare Krishna until eventually we reach the stage of Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prema, and Shuddha Bhakti. Thus, this process of chanting has to go on all our lives. Etavan Shanka Yoga Abhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Antakale Anteka Shamameva Smara Muktva Kaleva Yaprayati Samabhava Nati Ashti. At the very end of our lives, we have to think of Krishna. We have to remember him. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we see it practically applied in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Practically applied in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. An example of Haridas Thakur was chanting. He was in kirtan and ecstasy until the very last moment. That is the application of what we actually learn and study in the revealed scriptures. We see it practically in the example of His Holiness Kadambakanana Swami. We see it exemplified by Srila Prabhupada translating until the very last breath of his life, chanting in literal kirtanam. That is the example we have to follow. We have to chant every day, every second of our life, no time to waste. In the shower, in the bathroom, on the toilet, we're going out to the market, we're going in the kitchen, to the streets, on the altar, to work, anywhere. We just chant Hare Krishna, even university, we chant Hare Krishna. Why not? And even if we don't chant like madman dancing on the table, we can still chant inside and be of very nice Vaishnava quality. expressing our external disgust for this material world by internally being fixed in the holy name. Externally, this is Ravana country. This is the country of the mlechas, of the meat eaters, of the ones who are eating stool, who are eating dogs, who are abominably situated, who are always sinful, shameless. That's the world. Here we are in Kali Yuga. Again, we remind ourselves, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalonasteva nasteva, nasteva gatyamrita. Thus we chant always Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Are there any questions, doubts, anything to churn? Yes, Reverend, please speak up.
I didn't plan to say anything.
You have a thought in mind that might be churned, something for churning?
Yeah, but actually I cannot disclose it.
Okay.
I would like to say it, but I think it's not meant to be said in public. And maybe more closer someday.
Right. So this is Vaishnav quality. Vaishnav quality means we are very conscious of what we say. And sometimes, we might actually get angry. And we might have this anger that here in the Srimad Bhagavatam we hear of Ramachandra who's extremely angry. Can you imagine that anger that Ramachandra has towards Ravana? That he had been kidnapping the wife of Ramachandra, and Ramachandra noticed that this particular person has kidnapped the goddess of fortune, his wife. That anger is extremely hot. And to handle that anger extremely hot, we must see that in this way how Ramachandra expresses himself is extremely cooling down. He is giving the juice to Ravana, and he's bringing him back to the right position. Expressing ourselves, we should be so much conscious and discreet in how we talk, how we express ourselves towards other Vaishnavas, how we express ourselves in front of the deities. Actually, we should never speak in front of the deities. We should not even offer our humble obeisances to the Guru or to other Vaishnavas inside the temple room in front of Krishna. So Vaishnav etiquette is something so much intricate and subtle. So I appreciate your discrepancy, that you're being discreet and conscious of what you might say. And we could all learn from that. Definitely. Yeah. Is there something more? Anything you have to add, Dr. Christopher Prema Nartam? You have a comment or a question?
Ram Vijay wanted to say something.
Ram Vijay, right, you're senior. Ram Vijay is our senior, so actually he has the first.
Thank you so much for your association. Was not in the beginning in the class, but what I heard from you was really enlivening. Thank you so much. You mentioned that Antasmriti, you have to remember Krishna at the time of death, and then will be successful. But sometimes, what about when the devotees who are very sick, become very sick, cannot speak, cannot choke up, the body become invalid. So at that time, what happened to the devotee?
Okay, the question is of what is happening in the moment of death for a person or a devotee, especially who's choked up, who might have no voice to speak, who's very sick in a dilemma like that, and how can that devotee express his earnest desire for Krishna? because we were always supposed to remember Krishna until the very end of our life. And we are generally mercy cases. We're all cases of mercy. We're all cases of mercy in a sense that mercy, it is the factor that makes us actually aware of Krishna, and that makes us actually express. Nothing moves without the mercy of the Lord. Not even a blade of grass moves. Not even the vocal cords move without the mercy of the Lord. Not even the heart pumps without the mercy of the Lord. So the mercy of the Lord is the factor that is connecting the soul to the super soul. And this mercy is for us inconceivable. And it's only by a sincere heart, by a devoted heart, that this mercy can actually flow. So for that person we can pray. Our friend, our neighbors, our devotee, associates, whoever that is, we can pray to allow the mercy to flow. And we can invite others to pray for that person. And we can create a space that is safe and that is fully sheltered from all the Ravanic influences. So that is what we externally can provide for someone else. For our lives, well, we have to eventually face it somehow or other. How that will be, like I said, we can see it in examples of how great devotees managed to leave their bodies, and how they managed was basically through the purification process. That is what we have to accept as sadhakas, that we are on the path of sadhana bhakti, and the mercy can only flow through being humble. And that is, for us, in our last moment, that is a factor that counts. It's only mercy. Dr. Christopher, you have something to add?
Concerning this point?
Yeah.
So what I understand is that the person himself cannot deliver himself, as you mentioned, that others should pray for him. Then
I would say that not is a strong word, cannot deliver himself. He can, but he also cannot at the same time. He can by having a regulated life, by living purely, but at the same time he can also not, because he is reliant on the mercy, and the mercy is the greater factor.
There's a nice verse, and maybe you know it, Machita Savadu Gani. This verse, not Prasadata Ishyasi, not Chitzvama Param. What's the hymn? Nashusyasi Vinonshasi. But our part is to hear the orders of the spiritual master and the orders of the Lord. And Krishna will say, Salvadurgani, all the obstacles, then by my grace you will overcome. So even if you are choked up at the moment of the departure of the body, still, if you have done great service and sacrifice for the Parampara, for Krishna, he will give you the intelligence to remember him. So some people, they may be mute, but still they can think about Krishna.
Right. Does that cover your question?
yes.
Yeah. What is that verse from? Where's that verse from?
1856.
1856. So everything is there in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are very blessed in this fortunate Vaishnava association. Thank you so much for your attention and for your kind hearing. Let us proceed on this path and rely on the on the mercy of Krishna, and let's pray to Shri Guru and Gauranga for their mercy, and thus serve Krishna always very nicely. Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
We wish you a very nice trip to South Africa and Mauritius.
Jai. By your blessings, by your grace, it will
We'll
come
miss
to
you
be a
for
saint.
some time, but we'll get you again.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Yeah, by your grace, by Krishna's grace, and by the grace of the Vaishnavas.
নামের বন্যা ভাষায় দিবি মরিশাস The Mauritius and South Africa will be flooded by the holy name.
Yeah.
Haribo.
My flood of the prema for the holy market of the name.
So nice garland. Hare Krishna, Hare